All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. We're out here today. We're going to be working on Donald's car, and Randy's here too, so we might work on Randy's a little bit. We're going racing with Randy's car this weekend, 710 dragway. So we got a grudge race off the trailer, and then there's still all glass race as well. So we're going to be getting in that. He just got this car back from Jason Braswell. They lowered the back of the car a little bit, and he's also got a lockup converter in it now. So hopefully it'll spool up. Changed injectors because he had the Moran injectors, but they were like a big water hose. They didn't have as good atomization. So now he's got billet atomizer 850s. So we just made those changes in the computer. So we're going to see if this thing will crank up. Check it out, guys. Comment, like, and subscribe. If y'all want to support the channel, head on over to turbojohnracing.com. Grab yourself some hats and t-shirts. Thanks, guys. Man, this thing is looking right. Donald, it looks much better sitting low. Much better. So it's ready to crank up. All we got to do is put fire in the hole, get a little bit of brake clean, shoot it in there, and it should fire right off. Should. We'll find out in just a second. And then I don't know if we're going to do a trans brake test on it or not. We might wait and let Kevin do all that later on when he gets to the dyno. Have you set a dyno time up yet with Kevin? Which one?
I want to try to do it around Thanksgiving, but it ain't going to work out.
Right.
I think they're closed.
I got you. So, I mean, it might be one of those things after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Which we still got a couple things left to do to it. He's got the same rear shocks that Randy's got, so we got to wire the CO2 up on it to get the CO2 working, and then it'll be ready for the racetrack once Kevin does his thing on it. So we're gonna just crank it up real fast, make sure it runs. Very, very easy to make this stuff work. All I really did, get my light on. All I did was go in here to the main, into the main system, and we changed. Go to engine parameters. We just changed it to configure injector sets, and we turned it to billet atomizer 700s because 850s is not there, but it just changed the number to 850 on the actual numbers here. It's a 9 psi, so it should fire up and run. So let's see. All right, so we got that thing. It was running a little bit lean popping. Go ahead and crank it back up, Donald.
Fuel pressure moved up.
so we got it running. All we did was he changed the injector, so all we had to do was go in there and modify the system a little bit here. Had to change the base pressure a little bit. That's a good example of actual fuel pressure not being correct in here. So it's only like 80 pounds of fuel pressure actual. I can't take the vacuum line off because of the way this thing is. I didn't want to get shocked by that MSD coil, so I was scared to stick my hand down in there. But it was rated at 90, and so at 90 it thought that it had 90 pounds of fuel pressure, so that's why it was lean popping a minute ago. So once I corrected that and added just a little bit of fuel, it seems like it's a little more responsive than the well, they're not bigger, they were smaller injectors, but they just don't have the flow. So now we're going to look at the lockup stuff. To put the lockup in here, they had to custom make what, a bell housing?
1-inch plate to go between the bell housing and the.
Is a 1-inch spacer because the lockup was so much bigger. So he's got all that in there. Now Devin's already wired this car for the lockup. So we need to go into the transmission settings and see if that's going. And then we may try to spool this thing up. Kevin's got a pretty good tune in it. I mean, we're gonna have to play with it a little bit and see if it spools up. How long? It was taking like 7-8 seconds before, wasn't it?
I think Kevin said me 14 when he tried it.
14 when he tried it. Yeah, that's pretty laggy. All right, let's mess with it a little bit. I don't know if I can get in there though. That's the only problem. Donald's never messed with a spool up, so sitting here in the back of the trailer is probably not a good idea for him to do it. Just because we don't want you to go that way. And I don't know. I'm still kind of hurting. We'll see if I can get in the car. If I can get in there without hurting my back and shoulders and chest, then I'll hop in there and we'll try to spool it up. But otherwise, it might have to wait to Kevin. Hold on a second. Let's see if it works. All right, so I definitely can't climb in there. I'm hurting, so Randy has voluntold that he's getting in. Now he ain't never got in Donald's car.
No, I don't know if I can get my fat ass.
And the problem is that steering column. That steering column right there. Oh look, he got in there. He fit in there just perfect, just like a glove.
I don't know how I'm gonna get out.
He's snug as a glove. All right, we got to plug up the buttons up there. So we got to plug up the button on that. So we're going to do, the CO2 was out, so Donald's changing the bottle real fast. We found a lockup. Devin's already wired the lockup in this thing. But, you know, of course, on the trans brake, it's not going to do it. Now, Mark Mickey loosened this converter up some, changed the injectors. Jason Brazel done a bunch of stuff down on the back of the car. Donald, how much looser is this converter supposed to be?
I have no idea, John, to be honest with you.
It should spool, hopefully.
Kevin told him he done the same thing at his, but he still needs to know.
So the thought process is okay, well, it's got a lockup transmission in it, so put a lockup converter in it, and when you put a lockup converter in it, now it will spool, and then you just lock the converter up, right? I mean, so that's the plan. We'll see if it works here. All right, so we're going to try again. It was a little bit lean there, so I added a little bit of fuel. Let's see if it spools up a little bit better now. I made it like 3,000 RPM, but let's see. So both dump valves are open. Converter is saying it's off. Okay, we're gonna pull the data log. This may be something that Kevin's going to have to try to tune out. So Mike's going to crawl under there real fast and see if the wastegates are leaking. All right, crank it up, Donald. I don't see nothing in the tune. He checked both of them. Neither one of them is leaking. So it's definitely something in the tuner. Maybe, I mean, we thought that Mark was going to loosen the converter up a lot, but maybe the converter didn't get loosened up enough. Or possibly I've got something configured wrong in the lockup. I've never messed with a lockup, and I was trying to make it turn on that time, and then maybe thinking that the wiring was reversed, but it wouldn't even come on. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So Kevin or Devin's gonna have to, you know, figure out how to make that work. So I guess that's it. It runs. That was the biggest thing we were trying to get tonight. Kevin's gonna do his tune up on it, on the dyno soon. So yep. All right, guys, so Randy's is over here too. He's been busting butt on this thing. Him and Mike have got a belly pan built for this thing. So, man, that looks good. Good job, guys. So we got the Stunner tune in there. So we're racing off the trailer, #1 Stunner. In Stunner 2.0 is, I think, the actual name of the new car. It's the red one. Somebody's going to have to paint their car. They're racing for the color rights. They're both red. Randy's like, never mind. That's a bad idea. No, I'm just kidding. Racing, this is a good old-fashioned grudge race. This is #1 Stunner. Ain't got a lot of people that want to race them. We ain't scared to race them. So, I mean, we got a fast car. He's got a fast car. He offered us the back tire, so we're going to take the back tire. And we're going to have an old-fashioned grudge race. There ain't no money involved. It's about who's just going to be faster. Who's the king of 710 down there. He thinks he is, and we think we can be. So let's go, baby. Here we go. 710, Sunday. It's going to be a blast.